Warning, portions of this call have been altered to protect the privacy and identity of all involved. Ooh, HIPAA. Welcome to the Medic Materials Podcast. If you came here for a healthy dose of EMS professionalism, you just made a huge mistake. Each week, we discuss all things EMS, review some calls. We also try to get you to pry open your wallets and buy some cool merch and join the Patreon. Somewhere along the way, we also do a fair amount of education and say some smart things. So push the kids out of the room, settle in, and let's get started.
Hello and welcome everyone back to the Medic Materials Podcast. I like the head whip there, Gerard.
Yeah, it was like, wait till I nay-nay.
Your nay-nay?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's dabbing. What's nay-naying again? I don't remember.
I can't do it without hurting myself.
Oh, okay. Don't hurt yourself. We don't want you to hurt yourself. It's a brand new year. You can't start off, broken.
You work with somebody who was whipping and nay-naying in the front right seat of an ambulance with lights and sirens going, busting through an intersection while I was driving it.
What?
Back in my EMT days.
Oh, man.
The music was cranked up. Where lights and sirens going to a freaking diff breather.
I know who you're talking about.
And
now.
You know exactly who I'm talking about.
I know exactly.
She let me whip and let me nay-nay. As we're blasting through the intersection, the truck driver that slammed on his brakes was like, what the fuck? Because she was full up, she's a munchkin. So she's full up in the seat doing it.
That's fantastic.
I'm like, they don't show that shit on 911.
Right? That's absolutely awesome. I love it. So welcome to 2024, guys. Welcome to the fourth fucking year of this show and the fourth season of this show.
Really?
Fourth season of the show, starting off with episode 77 on the free show.
You might call it a year because it's like a season is a season.
Whatever. Well, I categorize them as seasons in the years that they are. So
see, that's what these TV shows, when they get away with that shit too easy. They're like, oh, we've got 6 seasons. It's like, you only been doing it for 6 fucking years. You do 1 season a year, you lazy fucks.
Yep.
And you leave me hanging every single one.
And now they're really lazy fucks because they don't even give you the whole 22 episodes like they used to. They give you 10, 12. It's like, well, that was lame.
Right.
Absolutely lame. Even on a half-hour shows. Like, what the crap?
Or worse. It was 6 episodes on this season. 6 episodes.
Yeah. Garbage.
What's wrong with you?
Lame.
But they're on strike for more money.
Yes, we love it. Emily's like, shut up already. Start talking about medicine.
I couldn't even think of one season that was cut short that you're talking about. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like The Sopranos. Like when that was on, I used to have to watch a season, which was like, 9 episodes, 10 episodes tops.
Yep. Because they started it.
And that was it.
Yep.
Then you had to wait for a whole year to the next year before the next episode would air.
Yeah.
With the new season.
Yeah. And I liked it way back when you had like episodic television that had 22 episodes a season. So like they would start in September and then you would get the midwinter break, right? And they would leave in December and come back in like February.
And that's when you could catch up on your reruns.
Right. And they always left you with a 2-part episode cliffhanger in the midwinter break. And then you came back and they would have another 11 episodes from February into like June. And it was great. You had 22 or 24 episodes in a season and it was brilliant. And then you would get 2-3 months off and it would start back up in September.
You were fully entertained.
Yeah, you were fully entertained.
Totally entertained.
Yep.
Now I'm paying for shit, and now they used to just give me the fucking show right away, so I could just sit there and watch the show.
Yeah, now they make you do it weekly. Bullshit.
No, like if I wanted regular fucking TV, I would get regular fucking TV. I'm paying you. So in protest, I have canceled my fucking Prime subscription. That and they want another $2 out of me for fucking. Oh, we're gonna put ads in them now, but for $2 more, you can have it without ads. I'm like, motherfucker, I pay you fucking $160 a year.
Yeah, go die.
And you're gonna put ads on me?
Evil.
Fuck you. I'm out. All you people out there with Prime, it ain't worth it. Get rid of that shit. They don't do that next day shipping anymore. Fuck goodbye.
Yep.
Fucking hit them in the pocket.
That's right. So, how are your guys' New Year's?
It's fantastic.
Yeah?
No. Go ahead,
I'm sure you fell asleep at what, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, old man?
8.
Good for you.
Good
I didn't stay up either.
8:30. We were working in the house all day, like moving and shit. And it was like, yeah, the clock struck. We finally got something that we could sit on. And
we're out.
Yeah, and it was like, you want to just go to bed? I'm like, yeah. Let's just go to bed.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit.
I was working.
Merry New Year.
My boys stayed up for it. Well, actually, my oldest, he stayed up and made it to the the ball drop and stuff. Mason did not make it. He fell asleep at like 10:30, 11 o'clock right on the couch.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, he was close,
Right.
but he was like done. But yeah, they called me. They woke me up and they were like, "Happy New Year." I was like, "Happy New Year." They hung up and went to bed. So yeah, and then I rolled back over and went to bed. So
yeah, the only New Year's I've ever missed was this one. The ones that I missed, working. And the only one before I started doing EMS was like fucking like I think it was like the one right after 9/11 or something. It was like right around that at that time.
Yep.
But like usually like New Year's Eve, man, like I'm like, nah, I'm fucking. This is New Year's. Y'all go fuck yourselves. I'm doing something. I'm busy. Don't call me.
Yep. What'd you and Corey do? Did you make it or no? Were you working?
I was working. Yeah, I was on the ambulance. But I did make it. I was the only one in the building that made it.
Woo! There you go.
Yeah. It was a lonely New Year's.
Right? So let me get this rig check out of the way here. Our first official rig check of 2024. You guys might have noticed that the intro changed. Thank you to Gerard for doing that. You might get a shocking surprise at the end of the show since
Shocking.
Maybe that outro changed a little bit too, but going forward, the rig check, unless there's something really special going on, the rig check's going to be a little shorter because we may or may not put some, rig check typey stuff in front of the episode. So the only thing I really have to, plug today is the stickers are for sale on medic-materials.com. There's I think 8 different stickers now. All for dirt cheap, and if you buy some, I send you a nice little thank you card for an additional 10% off your second purchase. So go and hit the stickers on medic-materials.com, and then
put them on your fucking water bottles, all that shit.
Yeah, man.
Like you gotta see my water bottles fucking just decked.
Decked? I'll have to send you some of the new stickers.
Yeah, I got.
Oh my god,
it's like getting tattoos. You save a couple spots for some good ones.
Yep.
I have a couple spots left on my water bottle.
Nice. I will send you once I make that one for the Phil Foundation.
Yes, I will
send you that one for sure.
Oh fuck yeah.
But then we want to shout out our listeners in Angola and the great state of Indiana.
I get Indiana. Do they really listen to us in Angola?
There is more than one download in Angola. Yep. So
that's
typically,
awesome.
So here's the thing. This is in the age of the
I've
VPN.
been to Angola.
In the age of the VPN,
it's interesting.
I go, if there's more than one ping coming out of a certain country or city or whatever,
it's not a VPN.
It's not a VPN. If there's one ping and then it never ends up coming back, I'm like, okay, that's a VPN.
They go fuck themselves.
Right.
Yeah, fuck them.
But this has got more than one in more than one part of the country. So it's not just like one ping in the capital city. It's
I mean, they've got EMS and they've got doctors and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not like they're, they're not out there with fucking, oh, you're sick. Go see the guy with the bone in his nose. It's fucking.
I'm telling you, this show is growing leaps and bounds. It just
surprised me. I mean, like, wow, okay, cool.
Yep.
Interesting.
So, guys, the call that we're going to talk about today is going to make you hate everything. I'm starting off 2024 with a bang, and everything of this call could have been solved with one decision. And
okay. You mean hate everything in this call? Okay.
You're gonna hate everything.
You already know I was gonna say you already know I hate everything. What more can I fucking hate?
Everything about this call. Right. You are gonna hate me. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate the providers that it comes from. You'll hate everything about it.
Be the hater of the year.
I have a feeling. All right. So your system today is a semi-urban district covered by a city ambulance staffed with a paid paramagician and an EMT badass paramedic. Which
EMT badass paramedic?
Did I say? See, I already fucked up already. There's the first buzzer for.
I'm literally like I'm trying to make that fit in my head.
Like, wait, what?
No, I was.
It's by a paramagician and an EMT badass paramedic. I'm like.
I was looking for the EMT badass button.
We've got a badass over here.
And I just kept speaking. So an EMT badass basic.
We've got a badass over here.
There you go. For Miss Emily. So one paramedic, one EMT. It only took like 6 minutes for me to fuck up. Wow.
But I mean, let's be honest. What a fuck up that was. That was pretty deep.
There you go.
I the gears in my head started fucking cranking on that one. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
So there is one hospital in the immediate area. It's a city hospital that is about 10 miles away. This particular facility is an ortho and trauma specialty center, but they have they have regular cardiologists. They just don't have like a cath center. They have like normal, right. They have like normal everything else. But they specialize in trauma and ortho. So you guys are going to be
hopefully
dispatched.
This will be a trauma call.
And it won't be. So you
That's
guys,
too easy.
That would be too easy.
Stroke.
You guys are dispatched a Delta Priority or Priority 1 to a local outdoor apartment complex for a 32-year-old female.
Oh, she'll definitely be fine. Sorry.
Right?
She's fine.
38 weeks pregnant, imminent birth.
Fuck. We're so fucked. She's what?
Drive fast.
Imminent birth is what comes comes over dispatch.
Damn.
So for all the paramagicians listening out there in podcast land, this is 100% BLS from the door. That's at least my opinion on all birthing child calls. I hate them. We'll never do them. It's BLS until they die, and then it becomes my problem. But how do you guys feel about like deliveries and then when like the dispatchers tell you imminent birth? Because there's been a lot of times where we go to imminent birth and they're fine. It's not imminent. They're not crowning. It's not coming. We can make it.
Right. It's because whoever's on the other end of the phone is all hyped up and
right.
They're like, I'm having a fucking baby now. And it's like, all right, 24 hours later and the kid's still not coming out. And you're like, fuck.
Right.
But no, I like this one, anything like that. So like, yeah, I guess like my first thought is, do we have anywhere that has labor and delivery nearby?
So this hospital does have just a generic L&D floor. Nothing NICU, nothing specialized, just generalized L&D.
Is there anything else near, like within driving distance, just in case?
No.
Is there anything within flying distance, just in case?
Probably.
Fuck. Isn't everything within flying distance really? In reality.
Exactly.
I mean, in reality, it just depends on how far you want to fly, right?
That's not my problem if they're flying. Bye. Hope you got the fuel.
So I would assume, yes, there is probably something out there that you could fly to.
So just wheels spinning
I
up,
mean,
like
my question is like, what's a normal labor and delivery? Like they just don't have NICU and PICU?
They don't
Right,
have
right.
NICU and PICU. No.
Okay. I mean,
They can
how far along was she? 38 weeks?
38.
34
38
weeks?
weeks.
38 weeks,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's close enough.
Fine.
It's close enough, right? It's a little, 2 weeks premature
little
is
bit,
nothing.
but it's-
Oh well.
I'm not gonna go,
Right.
I'm not gonna freak
It's
out over
nothing
that.
scary.
It's not 24 weeks and fuck shit.
Right. Right.
This is a mostly, fully formed baby at this point. It just needs a little bit of, it needs the 2 weeks to pack on weight. It's really,
Right.
at this point, it's fully developed. So
And, the way they pack that high fructose corn syrup and our stuff, it'll happen in no time. It'll be all right.
exactly.
Look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me.
So like
No body shaming.
are if you guys like let me start thinking about the wheels turning. You guys get this dispatch. What are you kind of thinking going into arriving on scene? You have an apartment complex. It's one of those where you have like a bunch of buildings and there's apartments inside the buildings. So it's,
Okay.
it's multiple structures on one piece of land.
Do we have elevators?
You probably would have elevators.
No, don't say probably, because I've been in some places they ain't got no fucking elevator.
I've been there too, but
you get in there and you got your stretching there like, oh, there's no elevator.
I can only assume that I don't know if this place is on the first floor, second floor, 8th floor. I don't know. All I know is that this crew was able to get the stretcher to the front door. So somehow they've gotten it there. And I know they didn't carry it up 2 flights of stairs.
I'm assuming they probably know this building because it's in their
Probably,
district.
right.
So whatever the case may be, they know what to bring in. They know what they're going to deal with.
Yeah, you would hope.
So I'm not going to sit here and second guess and say, hey, we should just get that fucking Reeves stapper to it and toboggan her ass down the stairs. It'll be all right.
Wouldn't that be fun? Whee!
I've done it. But, not to a pregnant chick, but there was one of those towers in that lovely town on the river that I used to work at. And, they had no elevators. And, all right, well, we're going to make a Reeves burrito and we're just going to slide you right on down those stairs, buddy. Because I ain't lifting that shit. Fuck that. Use gravity. No, I guess really my thing would be start worrying about complications. I want to know. Yeah, do we have a helicopter available just in case? What's the weather like? Is this mid fucking winter and snowing and all this shit? Because I've had that one with imminent birth, and I want to go to that hospital an hour away. I'm like, yeah, ain't gonna fucking happen.
Right.
We got to the one that was a half hour away, and as soon as I closed the curtain, the kid popped out. So yeah, like I'd want to know, what kind of other resources do I have, and then as far as the patient goes, like how many births, how many
Yeah, I was gonna say I have questions for the patient.
Right.
That kind of stuff, have there been
Prenatal care, any
right?
complications, yeah.
Stuff like that. These are the things that are spinning in my head,
And I like all
Has your
those.
water broken?
Right. And I really like the thinking about resources early. Like we already should be thinking, okay, well, if this is imminent, I have eventually 2 patients. I'm going to need 2 rigs, right? Because we should not be transporting them both in the same, ambulance if one needs care more so than the other, right? So now just by that, they need additional resources.
And having a second paramedic there in case you're resuscitating a neonate.
Right. That also helps.
Yeah.
Right? Anything to add before we go on, Em?
No, I'm with Gerard on like getting your resources ready.
So
it's kind of what I do, like, and she's worked with me. It's like on our way out, like in my brain, like I'm not even thinking about the person right now. Like I'm thinking about what do we have, what's going
around
on,
us.
what do we have around
What's
us
available.
that I can use to help me.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Like she said to me, hey, call for the helicopter. And it's like that kind of shit.
So this crew arrives at the apartment complex. They grab their stretcher and their first in bag, as well as their OB kit. It's a nice cronut, by the way. They pile.
Hey, those are gone. There will never be any others like them.
What do you
really?
mean?
This is my favorite one.
Rub some dirt in it, raspberry.
Why are they gone?
because she cannot get that material yarn anymore with the little sprinkles on it.
What?
Oh, really?
She has looked everywhere, cannot find them.
I'll look up here.
Oh my God! Yeah, tell us what kind, and we'll start looking up here.
All right, rub some dirt in it. Raspberry is
man,
I have
limited
one.
supply,
$50,
baby.
guys. $50.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Show them how you think you can stick your finger through it.
that always
My
costs
fidget
extra
spinner.
at the.
It really is, and you can squeeze the shit out of it. And
That's what I do.
We marketed them as stress balls at the
Yes,
conference.
that's what I do.
Yep.
especially, we keep it when you're at work and you come back from a call and they're like, "What took you so long at the hospital? We had calls pending." You're just like fucking squeezing that shit and like,
I took it away from the hospital because they ruined it.
Bitches.
Oh, those fuckers.
Evil.
Well, we know what nurses are.
Yep. So,
Yeah, we do.
so they grab their stretcher, their first in bag, and their OB kit, pile all that crap onto the stretcher, and then they move their way into the apartment building.
Kudos for actually bringing the OB kit.
Yep,
Yeah,
right?
I know. Seriously,
Like,
honestly.
Think about how many people would and I know would just first in bag, stretcher, ALS bag, and we go.
Right.
Oh fuck, leave it in the truck.
Yep.
They
They also do bring their cardiac monitor.
Smart.
But they leave their ALS bag.
Stupid.
Yep. They leave their ALS bag. So they pile all that crap. They move into the, apartment building.
That's the sound effect we need.
What?
Wah, wah.
Right? Here, I got
Almost
one.
had it.
I got one even better.
It's like, the one from the commercial with the old dude with the fucking fishing poles. Like,
Yeah.
almost
you
had it.
Almost had
it. So they come to the front door and they're met by the patient's husband. He tells you that his wife has been in labor for the last few hours, but all of a sudden her contractions are really close and she's saying that the baby is coming, and I quote, "now!"
And my question is, for a couple hours, why did you not go when they started?
Because
this is baby 5. Don't worry.
Well,
okay.
It's not, but most doctors nowadays will tell the female do their labor at home.
Yeah.
So they wait too long because they think, oh, if I just go into the ER, they're going to send me home. Right?
Money.
So, yeah.
My stepdaughter
Fun
did.
fact, let me tell you, the ER will send you directly to labor and delivery. The ER does not want you.
Right. And then the L&D will send you home. Exactly. So
they did that to my stepdaughter. She went in. They said, "Nope, go home."
Yeah.
She went home, and like a couple hours later, she's like, "It's coming."
Yeah.
And then they finally said, "Oh, okay, now you can stay."
For Roman, they did the exact
fucks.
same thing for Jess. She went in while I was at work, and they were like, "Nope, go home." I got home. We were there for a couple more hours, and then finally, I was like, "We're coming in," and I called up the doc. And the doc's like, "Oh, no." I said, "No, doc, you don't understand. I'll be there in about 40 minutes. I expect you there as well." And I hung up on him. And he got there in about 45. So I was a little happy. But, yeah, at that point, she was way too far for, like, epidurals and all that other stuff.
It's bullshit, man.
It is. It's such bullshit.
That's got to be insurance fucking bullshit money thing.
Who knows? You would think that you want them there more because they can charge them more.
Right.
I think it's just that they're lazy.
Insurance has to pay.
Yeah.
So insurance is saying we'll only approve this many hours for labor.
Right.
Stupid. I bet. I don't know all the ins and outs of that shit, but it wouldn't surprise me if there's some fucking bean counter in there that got a fucking degree from some shitty ass school and sitting there going, "Oh, if we just cut back on the hours we allot for labor."
I'm sure that
I don't think it's the time and labor that's a factor as much as like how far dilated you are. Oh, you're only 2 centimeters, like that can't go up any further. Right. They don't account that like I can go from 2 to 10 in 5 minutes.
Right. Yep. So the husband runs back into the apartment and
I hate labor.
It gets more festive. So
I'm sure it does.
It
always does. That's the part about labor and delivery. It always gets better.
Always gets better. So the husband runs back into the apartment, and this EMS crew follows. The crew finds an adult female looking very pregnant, sitting at the edge of the couch with both legs spread wide apart.
When in doubt, spread them out.
Right. She's like tripoding, but she's not hunched over, more or less.
Gotcha.
She appears diaphoretic, tired, and totally in pain.
So she looks like she's in labor.
She looks like she's in labor, right?
Okay.
As the crew approaches her, they note that the carpet in front of her is completely soaked.
Okay, so we have answered that question.
So we've answered that question. And it probably reeks because amniotic fluid smells.
Shut
up. It's got this, earthy smell, earthy tone to it.
There were a few calls during the COVID period that I was just so thankful I had a mask on. I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I don't have to smell that shit.
So the crew introduces themselves, and she tells them that her water broke a while ago, and that her contractions are very close together. She reports that she's 38 weeks pregnant. It is her first pregnancy.
Oh,
and that she has had no issues throughout. She has had routine prenatal care, and her last check went well with nothing special to report from the doctor.
Takes all her vitamins, no.
Takes all of her vitals,
nothing like that.
Yep, takes all of her vitamins, no preeclampsia, no prenatal, like gestational diabetes.
Baby's facing the right way.
Baby's facing the right way. Everything went good.
All right,
and
let's go.
Right.
Well, I'm not talking to you anymore. Let's go.
The doctor also told her there was nothing to determine or nothing to warrant a premature delivery. They figured she was still out on her due date. So
but you also have to factor in, I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there a fudge factor when it comes to
absolutely.
How many
I was
weeks
just going to say that.
It's totally a guess. It's 100% a guess.
I was just going to say that. So, she thinks she's 38 weeks, but, is she 38 weeks?
Right. Exactly.
Who knows?
And that's it.
I mean,
the way they determine that is completely a guess. So,
right, exactly.
So, up to this point, it sounds like everything is fairly normal, right? So,
this is one of these calls where, I know she hasn't seen it, but if you ever seen National Lampoon's The Vacation one, where they go across country in the family truckster, when they get to the Grand Canyon, and she's like, "Don't you want to look at the Grand Canyon and take it all in?" And he just goes, "Yep, okay, let's go."
Right. Yep.
That's me on this call.
Yeah.
I just go,
"Let's go."
I don't know. I want to see. Is something delivering so far?
Okay, we'll take a quick peek and then we'll go.
Yeah, I want to peek and go. Somebody better get that stretcher ready.
So
that's right.
Okay, so that is my. I figured you guys were gonna.
Good call. Take a quick peek.
So
don't not peek.
You guys.
If you stand up and deliver, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Don't not peek. Look.
Right.
If you see something, don't go nowhere.
Yeah. Especially if she's looking like that. That's not. Oh, I feel labor. Okay.
Let's get your catcher's mitt.
No, she's been in labor for a while now. This girl's feeling it.
Right?
She's tired.
Right. You could tell that this lady has been dealing with it for a while. Now, are you guys in the camp of, okay, I see something when I peek, deliver right then and there, or do you still move and try and get to the hospital and deliver on the way?
No.
Which camp are you in? Say you see a baby's head.
What do I see? I see a head, not fully out. I'm going to try and get her on the stretcher at least.
You see crown.
I can deliver in an elevator. That's fine.
Yeah.
I have an OB kit. At least then we can go moving, because if something happens during this delivery, I'm going to be that far behind.
Okay.
If I'm still sitting on a couch.
Gerard, what do you say?
I was thinking I would just stop there right there and deliver right there, but that actually that makes more sense, because I always like to be ahead of the game. So that would make more sense, and thankfully I've never had to face that issue. So and
you guys can always
just get the fucking ambulance, go.
You can always take my my way, which is, hey, I'll drive. BLS, this is your problem.
I mean, for the record, in all seriousness, like, this is a pretty uneventful birth so far. Like, mom is healthy, baby's healthy, there's no concerns.
Yeah.
Women have been delivering babies for millions of years. Let them do it.
Yeah.
I am there to support you. They're doing the hard work. I'm cool with that.
And that's the other thing. I mean, if I have, let's say my partner is you and you're a female EMT, hey, you know what?
It might be more comfortable.
That might not be better. That might be the better option of let the female EMT stay in the back unless you need me.
Right.
And my guess is that, I mean, I don't remember this from paramedic school, but like for the actual act of delivering babies is probably the same at paramedic to EMT level.
Exactly the same.
It's exactly
when you talk about complications, I understand
now
you
we're
need
getting
ALS.
into APGAR and all that stuff.
I understand that. However, I think it's the same.
Yeah,
no, it's
100. It's exactly the same. And
I mean, you can't blow it out your nostril. It's coming out one way only.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
If you could blow it out
and
your
if
nostril,
as a BLS provider, if I have to deliver a baby, this is the girl I want. Right now, as it stands, this is the girl I want. This is going to be...
This is perfect, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. So the...
So they take a peek.
So the paramedic begins their initial exam, right? They find that they first do ABCs because that's what I always like to start off with, right? Airway is open, patent, clear of any fluid or debris. Breathing is shallow, somewhat rapid, but regular. Peripheral pulse is present, very strong, fast, and regular. GCS of 15. The paramedic does their due diligence. I got that word out. And makes the EMT check for crowning.
Ah, nice.
Because, you know, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
I want you to know if I ever do this call with
you goes on.
No, if I ever do this call with either of you and you do that to me, I'm gonna be like, oh man, I'm not really sure. You gotta check it out. I don't know what I'm seeing. You gotta look.
Do you see a head?
I don't know.
Do you see something that looks like a head? Like somebody's blowing a bubble.
So this EMT checks for crowning and does see the presence of a head.
Okay.
They politely inform the medic and they say
like coming out, or is it just a crowning?
It's just crowning. No, this is just crowning. And they say, listen, they tell the EMT tells the patient and the medic, listen, the baby is crowning. We need to start the delivery process. We're going to reposition you so that we can birth the baby in the living room. They choose to stay and birth the baby.
I'm not going to fault them for that because I honestly, I probably would. I don't know. And
again,
it depends on the whole what's going on and
this
shit.
Is one of those like false sense of security things too. Like you guys already said, she's a normal, healthy lady. She's had no complications. This baby should be healthy per the last checkup. There shouldn't be like, again, Emily, phrased it perfectly, and I teach it in EMT classes exactly the same. Women have been delivering babies naturally for hundreds of thousands of years.
Right.
Let them be. Like, they can do this. We are there to assist, not force or, birth this baby. They're going to do it with or without us.
Yeah, you're not really going to do much at all.
So, along with the due diligence,
that was nice. Gold star.
I definitely ran that through the filter a couple times before it came out to ensure proper diction.
do.
And I got the anyway. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, it's been so long. Hey, we've missed him.
He made a dick joke. Yay!
He made a dick joke. Have we done like the rest of our assessment on mom as far as OPQRST sample, all that stuff? Do we know any of her medical history? Is she a fucking hemophiliac?
So
does she have that fucking disease that fucking Phil's grandma?
Oh my god, Phil's grandma had.
Fucking bleed to death and then die on me and shit. And
so, first strike against the team. No OPQRST and sample was ever done.
Wow, they just went baby time.
Ever.
Ooh,
that gets a
like
yeah.
They get a buzzer for that? This is the first time ever. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's see. I think I got a better one than the buzzer. What are you waiting for, you dumb, stupid fuck?
Yeah, that worked.
I mean, you don't really have an excuse at this point because you're deciding to stay on scene, which is fine. I'm with Gerard on that. Like, I'm kind of neither here nor there. I think me personally, I would have got her on the stretcher and let's go. But you decided that you have nothing else to do right now but get history.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
The baby's going to come when they're going to come.
Right.
Get history.
While you're saying, Mom, hey, Mom,
yeah,
I got some questions for you. And it's going to take her mind off what's going on, too, because now she has to think of other things.
Right.
So now she's accessing memory and stuff, and she's not thinking about the cantaloupe coming out of her.
Right. And
sorry.
It is
watermelon, actually, but sure.
Oh, okay. Hey.
So you guys don't get any of that. So hopefully that doesn't bite you in the ass over the course of the next couple minutes. So
I feel like it will.
Is there anything that you guys have? And I go back to Gerard's, take on scene size up and extra hands and stuff like that. Is there something that you guys don't have on scene with you that you want at this point? Whether it be resources, like, fuck yeah, right? I would love a goddamn ALS bag. Right? I would love one.
Mom's gonna need fluids.
I'm also questioning, like, do they have a pediatric bag? Did they think to bring it? Like, what happens if this baby does not respond when they come out? Boom. I would have wanted to be ready for that.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah.
You didn't bring you brought your OB kit, not the PD bag.
Yeah, like if you don't have anything to help this kid, you're fucked.
You're
especially now that you're on scene and you're staying there.
And right. They've never asked for a second crew, so like They got Bupkis in terms of, well, if mom crashes and baby crashes, they're screwed. I can't send Dad out to go
get my bags.
Right. So there's a lot in here that I think they rushed the gun, maybe.
Yeah,
and just forgot.
They got, oh shit, she's having a kid. Oh fuck.
Bingo. And let's run up there. Oh, it's actually real. Well, now we're stuck here. Both, the EMT is, making a birthing space.
I was gonna say this would have been me as the paramedic realizing, okay, we have an imminent birth now. I don't have any of my shit. We're going to the ambulance.
Bingo.
This would have when I was talking about like things that were going on scene that would make my decision. That's what would make my decision.
So, yes. And
I'm too far away from my shit.
That's also one of the reasons why I'm like, put her on the stretcher, let's go. Because if she delivers from here to the ambulance, she's going to deliver either way. I can do that on a stretcher. Yeah. At least then I'm in my space where I know where my shit is.
Yeah, right. And I got my stuff.
Yeah. And I'm 100% in all agreement on everything you guys just said. I think if they come in prepared, they have an ALS bag, they have whatever PED equipment, maybe it's in the first in bag, I don't know, right? They have all that. They have everything that they could possibly need. I'm okay with them staying, right? Yeah. But if they don't, now it becomes a little bit more hairy. Like, hey, you guys forgot all of this key essentially equipment. We need to boogie. You know,
they walked out onto the tightrope and said, "Hey, look, take that safety net away. We don't need it."
Right, and the scary part is I don't know if they have realized that at this point. Because they're so focused on the oh shit factor, they're thinking, let's
time to nut up or shut up.
And
that's right.
And I'm gonna get my stork pin, and I'm gonna be a hero. What I was thinking. Right?
That's the last thing I'm thinking about.
Some people actually enjoy this shit. I'm not one of them, but there are people out there that enjoy it.
Don't be one of those people. Like, I can't wait to get my stork pen, or I can't just. No.
Oh, they love it, man.
Just bide your time. Just be cool.
Just be cool.
Shit'll happen. It'll happen. Cool. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I pray it doesn't. EMS gods, please don't. So
technically, I deserve one, but I don't want it. Y'all can keep it.
Yeah,
it's all good. I don't need it.
So
I got my cuffs. I'm happy.
And your wings. So the EMT sets up the area. on a dry section of the carpet. They take the sheets and the towels from the stretcher and make this little birthing area.
Wait, they went to the dry part of the carpet? You've already ruined that part of the carpet. Who cares?
Right.
Fuck
Why are we
Vino,
gonna
man.
ruin more?
I don't know, man.
Rude.
If you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly. Wreck the whole fucking place.
Fuck
The
that.
whole thing.
Yo, we gonna wreck this motherfucker.
So,
Rude.
while the EMT's setting up this area, the medic help mom onto the floor, and her husband grabs a couple pillows to help prop her up against the couch. The medic also grabs their cardiac monitor and grabs an initial set of vital signs. BP cuff via the NIBP comes back as 141/91. Heart rate 120 via the pulse ox probe. Respiratory rate 35-ish, and
Expected.
again unlabored.
Is she doing any of her breathing, Lamans, and all that stuff?
I honestly don't know.
You push a bowling ball out and tell me that you're gonna breathe through it.
I love how this freaking baby's head just keeps growing. It was a cantaloupe,
Right.
now it was a
Now it's a
watermelon,
bowling
now
ball.
it's a
The
bowling ball.
cantaloupe is unrealistic. What cantaloupe do you know that's 10 pounds? Come on.
He was pushing this beach ball out of there. Goddamn.
And then SpO2 is 94% on the room air.
All right, she good.
So mom's placed in a good birthing position. The
Hey, you know what? Just for a little bit, little extra oxygenation, the baby, maybe a little cannula.
Yeah,
I was
Maybe
just gonna say, you said she's good, and I was like, I don't know. I think I'd chase higher than that.
Cannula. Yeah, I give a little bit more, just for baby's sake.
I think you guys are on point with that. 94% is just over the cusp of okay.
Yeah, give her a little bit.
Let's get her a little higher. 2 liters, no big deal.
Yeah, a little something.
So mom's placed in a good birthing position. And the crew prepares for delivery of baby. I'm going to save the audience the icky, moist, wet part, and I'm going to fast forward through it.
How long does this take?
And I'm going to say it was a successful delivery a few minutes later. Under
Okay, so it was definitely
15
coming.
minutes.
Gotcha. Okay, so it wasn't like
Okay.
they sat there and he turned his hat around and just was like punching his catcher's mitt the whole time. Like, all right, come on.
Nope. This
Swing better.
was they may or may not have made it to the ambulance. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so this was all right. All right.
The cord is clamped and cut by the paramedic,
All right.
and the EMT wraps and drives the baby in towels and the OB kit cloths, like the bunting cloths.
Don't we leave
Did
the
we
cord
suction?
now?
What was that?
Hold on. Don't we leave the cord attached now?
So you can. Eventually, it's got to get
Delay.
cut, but you can
Yeah,
delay
you
the
can
cutting
do
for a
delayed
little
cord
bit.
clamping. Yeah.
It's supposed to get more nutrients and some extra
Correct.
stem cells and shit from mom that's still coming through the.
Correct.
Probably why I'm so fucked up. They cut the fucking cord. I should sue them,
Sure, that's why.
right? Hey, if people can sue people for not
not
having enough
anything
fucking cheese on their
else.
hamburger, it was because they cut the goddamn cord too soon.
It's the hot coffee that really gets people.
Yeah. What was the one I just saw? Someone suing somebody for something stupid.
You
Anyway,
saw.
go ahead.
So this is the wildest one I've ever seen that kind of talks about what we're talking about. Did you see the girl that is suing her parents because she didn't consent to her birth?
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Does she
Yeah.
realize they don't have to?
But
The
she's
second you become pregnant?
like literally
is-
trying to get like damages from her parents in court
Oh, fuck off.
because she
fact-
doesn't consent to her own birth.
The fact that we have an attorney that's willing to bring that case
Right?
to court
That's what I say.
that
It's
tells me
probably
we've
the
got
more frightening thing.
we've got a big problem in this
Yeah,
country.
100% agreed.
Big problem. Too many fucking lawyers.
Agreed. So, as the baby is dried, it is noted that the infant has crusty things stuck throughout its hair and nails. The crew.
Is baby crying?
I didn't tell you that yet.
Did we
Well,
suction?
well-
Yeah, is the baby
Well,
crying?
we're-
Because that's
well,
my
we're,
first.
We're cleaning. We're doing tactile stimulation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is baby waking up?
Give me 1 second. The
That's a no, ladies and gentlemen.
The crew also notices that baby is a greenish blue hue in color. At this time, the crew requests an additional ambulance to respond to their location.
Now you want it?
Now you want it, right? So,
hey, I bet you should have got that PD's bag and that ALS bag, huh?
So how does this presentation of the infant change the way you're going to continue this call?
I'm not liking it. This is now no longer a BLS call as far as I'm concerned.
Agreed.
I mean, it never was to begin with as far as I'm concerned, but I wouldn't have done it. I would have, I'm the highest level of care, so I'm going to be the one doing it. EMT is going to help me, but
too icky, too moist. Yeah.
I mean, I'd be the catcher, but I'll be there, for moral support and guidance. And
the old salty, crusty medic that stands by 20 feet across the room and just stares at. That's me in a birthing situation. I'm over here if you need me. I'll be like this.
Yeah. No. So, this one. So baby's had all this stimulation. We've already cut the cord. We've done all this stuff.
I was gonna say, how far post birth are we now? Like time wise, 3 minutes, 5 minutes.
I would say a minute, maybe 2.
And nobody's noticed this kid isn't making noise.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. If the baby's crying, I'm not as concerned with the color because babies typically come out.
Yeah, they got weird colors. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They come out
so
like
warm it, stimulate it, make sure you suction it. You don't want all that shit to be in its first breath.
Right.
Yep. Right. So
meconium.
Poop.
So
they make it sound like an element or something. It's just shit.
Just shit.
What's this on the periodic table? Meconium. No, it's just shit.
Just shit. So the medic does take the bulb syringe. And
good for him, her.
Yep, and they do suction out both the naso and oropharynx.
Mm-hmm. I think they're a little late for that though.
With no change in baby.
Did anything even come out?
Yep.
No, because it's already in the lungs.
They got gooey shit out of their mouth. Not a lot, but some gooey shit, right?
All right.
The baby still has not made any noise. Right? They continue to be limp with no extremity movement. They're cyanotic in the face, but greenish blue on the body and extremities. And again, crying is absent. The EMT attempts to, again, stimulate the child while the medic takes the bulb syringe and suctions just the oropharynx once more. Because, we know that babies are obligate nose breathers, and we really love to suction that, oropharynx. So the EMT goes, because they're the ones holding them. They take this infant and put the infant on the floor. They grab the BVM and begin rescue ventilations as they calculate that the infant is possibly breathing. Breathing was reported to me.
Which BVM were they using?
Whatever one was in their first in bag.
So not the pediatric bag or the little infant one.
So I've worked in agencies where I carry an adult and an infant in the first in bag, maybe, but no other ped gear in the first in bag. So maybe this was like that. I don't know.
Special. I've never been that special. I was having a whole other bag full of.
Do they have a heart rate on the baby yet?
Nope.
Hell no.
Hell no. Not yet.
Hell no. That baby ain't got no heart rate.
So
they should be doing this.
Would I bring you guys a dead baby first call in 2024?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, you guys
We're getting there.
You guys are so mean. So this is a statement that scared the bejesus out of me. So they begin to ventilate because they calculate the infant is breathing possibly, and I quote, possibly around 3 to 4 breaths a minute. So they're estimating. Okay. They have no freaking clue, right? But during the interview process of this crew, they did admit that they were completely unsure if the baby was breathing or not. So then
if
the
you're
medic,
that unsure, then that means it's a no.
right?
Yeah, baby's
And-
breathing is pretty fucking obvious.
And
Pretty obvious.
way back when you were talking about scooping shit that came out of their fucking lungs and stuff, I was already thinking, gee, I wish I had that tiny little fucking blade on my end of my fucking laryngoscope right now because I think this baby needs a fucking tube.
Right? I told you this one's gonna get festive. So
Yikes.
I'd never done a neonatal fucking intubation, but this would have been one I would have been like, I gotta do it.
you have to right away,
Gotta do it.
and we'll
Gotta do
we'll
it.
talk about it. So
Baby needs air. Baby needs air. Baby gets air. Baby's heart starts beating good.
Yeah.
And baby comes to life.
baby comes to life.
Baby's
right?
brain doesn't die.
So the medic
Sorry,
connects.
kid.
Yep,
You know?
it's that simple, right?
Just like that.
The medic finally connects the infant to the cardiac monitor, and
Oh,
it
good.
shows
We're
it
taking
shows a
time to do
rate
that.
of 70.
Fantastic, because that's what a neonate has.
Right? Totally. So
That's bradycardia.
severe bradycardia.
Severe
Right?
bradycardia.
I mean, you start compressions on a newborn at 60.
At 60. Exactly.
So
You're fucking close.
I bet you wish you were in the ambulance right now.
Right?
You're
I
right.
bet you wish you had brought all of your fucking shit with you.
Damn.
And a second medic.
And a second medic, right? So the EMT begins to bag the infant with oxygen connected, but breaths are not showing visible chest rise. The crew attempts to suction further in between breaths with the bulb syringe, but they're unable to suction deep enough into the oro and nasopharynx.
This is because we don't fucking train. We don't train on any of
Yeah.
this shit. We don't
Yep.
ever sit and fucking train on anything. Nobody pays for training. They'll have these training days where everyone goes, they jaw jack for a little bit, they jerk off in a corner, fill out a piece of paper, and go home. And that's it. That's the constitution of EMS training. No one's gonna sit and fucking pay for people to fucking have the right types of equipment for sim mannequins, things like that. All the pediatric gear that you're gonna have to blow through that costs money.
Mhm.
You know, we're not gonna do that. So, but we're gonna expect you to be able to fucking handle this shit perfectly when this
Right.
happens. Everything you're saying to me right now is these are guys that they're drowning and they're just splashing the water trying to stay above water right
Yeah.
now because they don't know what the fuck to do.
Well, it's so
The answer is intubate and fucking prepare for CPR.
right. Suction this kid, right?
Yeah.
Intubate, suction the kid, and I bet the kid gets better,
Yeah.
right?
As soon as that tube goes in, run a French. Boom.
Boom,
Pull some shit out.
right?
You know?
The crazy thing about it, right? Remember I said that this all could have this whole call hinges on one decision. This is the decision that I think this whole call hinges on.
Like
Right?
at this point, I don't give a fuck what this kid's heart rate is. I really don't.
Me neither.
I'm
You
not going
know
to waste
it's
time putting
bad.
pads on a fucking kid. I don't care.
Right? You know it's
Not right
bad.
now. Right. I'm not doing that right now.
So
Right now, this is airway.
correct. This is all airway and breathing, right?
Yeah.
Which is causing the problem to circulation. We already know that they did not bring their ALS bag. We know that they have some pediatric gear apparently in their first in
I
bag.
hope.
Okay, whatever. They brought their cardiac monitor, right?
Yay.
Which is great. Whoop-dee, right?
Mm-mm.
If they are having a problem suctioning with a bulb syringe, why did they not bring their portable suction unit knowing that this is a kid that possibly is going to be birthed? Right? So, like, they cannot do any type of deep suctioning with a French
Yeah.
cath without that portable suction. They're
See,
screwed.
this is where that decision to move to the ambulance would have been the smart
Would have
one,
been
because
really nice.
You left your shit. See, now I'm not going to fault them on not having their portable suction with them.
Me either. I don't think I would have thought of that.
I wouldn't have thought of it right
I'm
off the
not
rip.
sure. Yeah, I don't know if I would have thought of that or not. I would have already been in the ambulance. So even if the baby came out in the elevator, I would have been that much closer to my shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
because then it's a
And-
hop,
and-
skip, and a jump across the parking lot,
Yep.
and now you're with your stuff.
Right.
No big deal.
And
Sold.
and the catalyst to the whole thing of am I going to stay or am I going to go is I left all of my fucking really good shit in the fucking truck.
Right.
So I shouldn't probably attempt a delivery here without my safety stuff, my safety net.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my pediatric gear, my ALS fucking bag.
Right.
suction.
But hey, I got
all
an
my
OB
airway
kit.
stuff.
Yay!
Right. You know. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they have a separate airway bag like we used to have, but yeah. I mean, if you didn't bring that,
Something. Yeah, whatever
good
your
luck.
airway stuff is in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the during this whole monstrosity, the mom has been completely neglected by both of the crew members because, you know,
I was just gonna say that.
she still is, you know, giving birth to a placenta. You know, that whole afterbirth process. So the medic
Well, I don't
finally
eat omelets anymore.
the medic finally realizes that mom is still actively bleeding from this whole thing.
Oh my God.
And the medic goes, listen, hey, hubby, come here. Gives the hubby a bulky dressing and says, here, hold this here.
What?
To what? Hold it to what?
Hold it right up to the vajayjay, right? Boom,
Does
hold
he
it
think,
there.
Does he
That's
think it's
doing
just
something.
Right?
It's just like bleeding from tearing, or
I don't know. I have absolutely no idea why it's bleeding. They just reported that it was that mom was bleeding. They said slightly. So it could have just been afterbirth or a tear
I mean,
or whatever.
I was gonna say, like, not for nothing, but birthing a human is not like
it's a gooey process.
Bloodless process. Yeah, it's bloody.
Bingo.
It's
right.
gross.
I mean, you squeezed a cannonball out of there.
Oh, now
she still has the placenta, so like she potentially still should be bleeding.
Right. So
a little bit, not copious, but
right.
like,
I mean, think how vascular the all of that is. It's supporting the light. It is the freaking lifeline to another human being.
Right. Yeah.
Is it from the cord cutting? Who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
So now you have this paramedic who's clearly freaking out, right?
But the point is like we were saying in the beginning, and like you pointed out, you're eventually gonna have two patients, or you have the potential of having two patients. So in my mind, I really wasn't thinking about having that second medic there for any other reason than just, you know, in case things went south.
Right.
But even if everything went perfectly well, yeah, we need the other truck now.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, you should have got him. You should have got him running because, hey, guess what? You need the other truck no matter what.
They should have gotten that on dispatch. Hey, dispatch, let me have a second crew.
Right.
Done. Right.
Yeah.
So now this medic
she's not going to sign off.
Nope. This medic has
You'd be surprised today and age.
Yeah, it's true.
This medic has enlisted the help of the husband, right? The husband is now taking care of the wife.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, that's terrible.
Right? The medic turns back to the infant, right?
No.
The EMT is now still unable to effectively bag the kid, right? They tried the reposition the whole head thing, doesn't work. Heart rate is now 67 beats per minute. So I'm gonna pause here, and I'm just gonna say thoughts. I'm just gonna leave it open like that. Respond as you may.
I hope you remember 15
You guys
and 2
set yourself up to fail. Yeah. Get ready for
15 and 2
CPR.
Put the pads on it.
I mean, this baby has an anoxic brain injury. This baby was healthy, could easily survive a normal life at 38 weeks, and we fucked it up.
Yep. Would 100%.
And again, the proof is in the pudding. This is a crew completely untrained.
So
they may have gotten their cards and they passed their fucking school and their test and their state test, but they are completely and utterly unprepared.
Right. And
for this situation, because whoever they work for won't fork the money out to train them.
Right. And you know what? It all comes back to,
well, we did a CME. I just wanted to make sure they got that.
Oh, they got it.
Good.
So this all comes back to what I think about, Gerard. You've said countless times on this program that when EMTs and paramedics and providers are lost, they scrounge for the most frivolous things to do.
Yeah.
because it's the only thing that they can think about to keep themselves busy while they're flailing and floundering. And that's what I see here. Is these guys are way out of their element. They're drowning, just like this kid's fucking drowning in meconium, right? It should be an easy fix. Intubate, suction, done. That's it. But
as
here
soon as that oxygen gets in there, everything else fixes itself with a kid.
Bingo. Right?
You won't have to do this. You won't have to do any of that.
Right. So, so now we make a change. This is when the medic tells the EMT, their partner, that they're going to scoop this kid and they're going to bolt out to the ambulance with the kid. And they want
For what?
They want the EMT to stay in the house with the mom until the other crew arrives. Because you can't abandon mom, right?
Hold on. Who's driving the ambulance?
Nobody.
They're just going to the ambulance because that's where all their
because that's where all their gear is.
That's where all their shit
exactly.
is. They finally figured out that they need to be in their office, right?
If I may, it just struck me, and of course, not many people will fucking understand this, but a Churchillian quote just popped into my head. When after the first bombs from the Blitz came down during the Battle of Britain, Winston Churchill said, "After years of preparation, we have come to find out that we are completely and utterly unprepared."
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
Yeah.
This is this call.
Yeah. And what I want providers to think about during this call, while they're listening, is if this happened in their district during their shift tomorrow, would they react the same way? Because most people probably would.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
How often do you have a birth?
I was just going to say that. I don't even know if I fault the providers as much as I fault the system. Yeah.
This is such a halo skill. We do not train on this, right? We get very little real training on, kids in EMT and paramedic class. Like it just doesn't happen,
Yeah.
Here's I mean, not to go off down a tangent, but
we've been down a lot of tangents
if you
so far.
truly really wanted to solve these problems and a lot of the other problems, especially on the other end in the hospital, with them dealing with us, the answer is sitting everyone in the face. Nobody wants to fork the money over to it. Nobody wants to pay people to do it. They want, if anything, do it on your free time. Probably can't even do that. But what there should really be, and there has to be some kind of overhaul of this whole system because the whole system's fucked.
Just wait until it really collapses. Is. Then we'll have to rebuild it.
It's crumbling in front of everyone's face right now, and they're still going, "Oh, call volume! I gotta get that money. Get the call volume up."
That's all right, dude. Get this right. They were boasting. Oh, our call volume was up 22% or whatever, and it's like, yeah, well, yeah, because. That's
all they care about.
There's other ambulances that weren't doing the calls and they were going to cover them. It's like your call volume only went up because their system failed.
Because their system collapsed. Right. No, it's great because these guys, and I'm talking to you administrators because I don't fucking have to deal with you anymore. So, and so I'm gonna tell you straight up. Here's the deal. Ready? You guys are a bunch of fucking liars. All right, you like to paint this whole picture. Oh, we care about the community, and we're all about saving lives. We got to prepare everybody, and all this shit. Y'all fucking full of shit. The only thing you do, you go to work, you look at that bottom line that says assets and liabilities, cash flow. Mm-hmm. That's it. Call volume. That's it. Yep. Nowhere in that does anything say, fucking making sure our people know how to save lives.
Nope.
It's, oh shit, there's a transfer coming. Oh, hey, you guys been up for 24 hours. Hey, why don't you take that transfer? Go ahead and get out of here. No, they don't give a fuck. That's all they care about is that fucking money. Oh, if we don't get the money, we don't get the. Hey, man, you know what? Then the system don't fucking work, does it? Then maybe the system needs to fucking change. But then back to what I was originally saying.
Then the administrators who fucked the whole system in the first place would have to admit that they fucked it up and did wrong.
But we can't do that.
But we can't do that.
Yeah.
They're perfect.
Because they're perfect.
And we're going to justify getting our $60,000 salaries from 2 different places and all that. Fuck that shit. So, yeah, nah. If you really, truly, truly wanted to fix this, and you were an administrator, and this, above all, to thine own self be true, know that you are a fucking liar and an asshole, but you can change and be redeemed. I'm telling you. I'm preaching it on the mountain. Go to the fucking hospitals, start working with those people, set up some kind of a system to rotate their people and your people through divisions. Get the nurses on trucks for 12 hours every few months. Get somebody to go through labor and delivery a couple of months, go sit there and just play catcher and know what it's like to fucking deliver a child. You know,
Yep.
They may get 1 or 2. That's 1 or 2 more than they never would have had.
Right.
You know, so get them running through. Hey, do a shift helping people in the fucking in surgery, helping people in fucking in A1 or something. You know what I mean?
This is, hold on. You know where the issue in this is? So I have a group of paramedic students in the hospital with me right now, right? So we have a patient that goes into cardiac arrest. They're an admitted patient. They've been with us for hours. They go into an arrest in the hallway. We move them into our trauma room, into our resuscitation room. And I say, hey guys, there's 2 paramedic students. Hey guys, if one of you go jumps at the head, I'll get you that tube. You know, they both looked at me. This is probably like week 3 that they're in the hospital. And they say, oh, we've seen cardiac arrest before. We don't need to do that. And I said,
are you fucking kidding me?
So you don't want a tube? Because I'm here for it. Like, I'll fight for you. No, we don't need that.
Oh, well then you don't need my fucking help anymore. Bye-bye.
So how much do you think that they're actually going to partake in labor and delivery?
Right.
See, then this is the problem.
And
then they should be
but
kicked
that's
out.
the frustrating thing. That's the frustrating thing, is that those are the people that are coming in. They're in school. They're not even doing the job yet. And they're already at that point where they're like, oh, I know everything there is about cardiac arrest. I don't need to do this.
So,
everything there is.
Okay, so.
Because I went to EMT school and I went straight to paramedic school. I didn't ever fucking actually do anything.
Yeah, but.
And because I work at XYZ agency, I've done cardiac arrest before.
Oh, have you
they're
now?
very different in a hospital.
Yeah.
See,
good for you.
We're gonna have a conversation after this because I don't want to pull this tangent any longer. But hold on.
Let me just tangent real quick.
Okay,
real quick.
Finish up.
I'll button it all up with a nice little bow.
Okay.
So if you truly wanted, it's called cross training your people.
How do you button
right?
with a bow?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. Hey, everybody, talk amongst yourselves. Figure it out. Let me know. All right, come up with a concept. You might have just figured out a way to make $1 million. Who knows? I royalties, and I need the money. But the button bow.
That's your only fans.
Blammo. Fucking all right. But no, cross train your people. The answer to solve all these problems is to rotate doctors onto trucks, PAs onto trucks. Hospital staff everyone in the hospital has to go do a shift on a truck. So they know what we're dealing with. So docs don't go, hey, why didn't you give them fucking Ativan and this? Because we don't fucking carry it. No problem. That solves that fucking problem right there. When they're on the truck and they go, hey, how come there's no Ativan and no fucking propofol? We don't fucking carry it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, now I know when I'm back in the fucking hospital, I don't act like a dick. And then get your ambulance people rotating through some of the hospital places, because guess what? You learn to appreciate the work that they do. Because when I did my fucking hospital time, I was like, damn, fucking nurses. I'll never say another bad word again until, of course.
Lies.
Lies.
Lies. But
you lying administrator, you.
Get those experiences in labor and delivery and freaking in the trauma bays and things like that. So that way everyone kind of knows, hey, these people are dealing with this shit this way. These people are dealing with shit that way. Hey, this is what a fucking delivery looks like. Now when I'm out in the field and I have to actually do it, I know what the fuck I'm doing. It wasn't something I have to think about that I did maybe 4 or 5 years ago in fucking paramedic school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy.
On a mannequin.
Right. Maybe twice.
In between the legs of one of your instructors as you walk through the door and can never get the image out of your head. As I did.
So
I walked through it. I walked in the door and you were there. I opened the door and I went, whoa. I closed the fucking door.
I don't remember that. Oh, yes.
It was who.
I do, yup.
And I opened the door and I went, oh shit. And I closed the door. And she goes, get in here.
No.
Like, no, I don't want to.
So, all right. So
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Getting back, right? We'll have our private discussion, which may turn into
the flames underneath me down now.
Okay, all right. We'll turn the knob on the burner down.
Yeah, just crank it down a little bit.
So remember that this paramedic has now left their EMT in the room with the mom.
He just kidnapped the baby.
Took the infant and bolted to the ambulance.
Didn't say a word to the parents, huh?
Who the fuck knows at this point?
Wow.
Right?
Hey, I'm taking your baby. Bye.
Right? Bye. So once inside,
where'd my baby go? That'd been a great time to use the line. Maybe the dingo ate your baby.
So this medic is in the truck now, and they're finally able to use the onboard suction. They take a
late in the dollar short.
Yep, they take a French cath and they deep suction the oral pharynx.
Ooh.
After this initial suctioning, the medic finally has the ability to grab their ET roll and decides to intubate this infant. Now, I don't know if this will come as a surprise to you guys.
That's a sweaty balls moment right there.
What was that?
She said unsuccessfully.
Oh, we'll get there.
I said this is a sweaty balls moment because
agreed.
You are alone in an ambulance with
that was bold.
Yep.
And you are going to intubate by yourself.
Right. That's a bold move, Cotton.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton. I'm like, man, I'm going to give him my wheelbarrow.
So get this. All right. These providers, during the interview of this call, told me that the agency that they work for has the ability to use video for intubations. So video laryngoscopy. Awesome.
Yay.
I think that's cool. They also tell me that it is mandatory to use on all first attempts per agency policy, no matter the circumstance.
No matter if the mouth and everything else is filled with mucus and meconium and all this other nasty shit, that's going to gum up the video.
You have to use.
Gerard, you paid for the video laryngoscope, so now they have to justify the price tag.
That's right. I forgot. They don't see anything. They don't actually see patients. They just see that bottom line.
Right. Remember, assets, liabilities, right?
Right. Lying assholes. I get it. I remember.
So
we care. Yeah, the fuck you do.
So this medic
care about these nuts.
Sorry. This medic, per the policy, takes out their King Vision, and they choose a number 1 video blade, which is the smallest one that they have at their disposal. And, they put it into this kid's mouth, and
let me guess, too big.
Nope. No. The medic says that it got pretty gooey in what they're thinking was meconium. And they initially,
you're probably right.
So this is per quote of the provider.
Ooh.
They initially lost 100% sight line of all the landmarks.
So that would mean that's a failed attempt.
But they could see, quote, enough to try.
Lie.
I'm sorry, what?
Lie. You lie, and you remember Jesus is watching.
I would love to know what their video looked like. Let's put it that way.
Because that's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie right there.
Right?
Cotton.
So
I had 100% obscuration of all landmarks, but I could see pretty fucking good.
Right.
That's like what?
Yeah.
What the fuck did you just say?
Yep. So this medic says that the attempt was successful, and the tube is passed. Who the fuck knows?
Really? Who verified where the tube placement was?
It's not done yet. Give them a minute.
Let's put it this way:
okay.
They never put him on end title because the cardiac monitor is still in the house.
Oh.
And they do listen to lung sounds. Finally,
do they really?
They do.
They really?
I'm just saying they do. So, thankfully, okay, just after the intubation's done and over with, the EMT enters the ambulance and tells the medic that the other crew arrived and took over patient care of the mom. They're going to be loading her onto their stretcher and taking her to the local area hospital 10 miles down the road.
Yeah.
So EMT begins...
I'm already calling for a chopper.
Right? EMT begins to bag the infant.
What's our time to the hospital?
10 miles. So 10, 15 minutes.
Just haul ass.
They begin to bag the infant. Minimal chest rise is noted.
The helicopter sends somebody to the hospital.
Right?
You know, you're going to need you in like 20 minutes.
Exactly.
You know.
So they see minimal chest rise. Lung sounds are taken. They hear coarse crackles bilaterally everywhere. Child is still unresponsive. They have their cardiac monitor back. So the heart rate is 63 at this point in time. Deep suctioning is done through the ET tube with a longer French catheter, and more meconium is removed. After
fucking brain dead.
Yep. After this deep suctioning, the BVM ventilations are tried again, and this time chest rise is seen. Yay! Finally, only took them like 25 fucking minutes. I don't know the time. I didn't ask.
It's dead, dude.
The child's ventilated at a rate of 1 breath every 1 to 3 seconds. So they begin transfer, right, at this point.
Yeah.
And over the, 10 to 15 minute transport, ventilations are continued. Chest rise remains visible. The medic does deep suction one more time through the ET tube.
Good for them.
I'm
so proud of them.
Right? Aren't you? You should be.
In a way, I feel bad for them. In another way,
I do too. I actually really do feel bad for these guys.
So
I mean, I say things like that because just I'm frustrated and I'm angry at the system.
Yep.
But they're victims of the system just as much as that little kid is.
Yes.
So.
I'm gonna tell you. Is the mom okay?
Couldn't tell you. Probably not in emotional mental state at this point.
Yeah. So.
But over the course of the transfer, this kid does not, breathe on his own. Yeah, no, they ventilate for them. Heart rate does increase into the low 90s. The color minutely improves, but they never have any type of movement or anything like that. And the just like they never ever got like OPQRST and sample from mom, they never ever get an SpO2 on this kid. So it could have been 50 the entire time that they were ventilating. Who knows? I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But eventually they arrive at the hospital. They're directed to L&D, where they turn over care. And then they, go on their merry way. So
some Chick-fil-A.
And they get some Chick-fil-A because, good. So
let's hurry up and get back so I can, get this chart and,
and not train on the, massive, fuckery that just happened.
Yeah,
so
it really does. It's like as much as I'm a big little kid.
I don't know. You froze into a robot and then you turned into a robot. We missed that entire thing that you were talking about.
Yeah, you guys froze on me.
That was so weird.
That was weird.
It was interesting weird because like y'all all your faces were in this like weird fucking like.
Yeah, that's what yours looked like.
Y'all were pushing one out, and I'm like, damn.
That's fabulous. So you just have to reiterate that entire paragraph that you were just saying.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
Remember how. Because I was talking and then I realized
we couldn't hear you. It probably was so prophetic and we missed it.
It probably was too, but I didn't know you guys had frozen until I realized I'm like she doesn't normally just pull a face and hold it like that.
She's not moving.
I'm having a stroke.
Well, because you were normal, you just completely emotionless. She, on the other hand, looked like that.
I was pooping. Leave me alone.
It was like between a poop and a stroke.
A poop and
I was
stroke.
Like, is she gonna change her face? No, she's not. Okay.
That's fabulous.
Is this a test?
Right.
Oh my.
I don't know. I don't even remember what the fuck I was saying. I just say some shit. I don't know. I'm
so I more or less I always end with, you know, overall, how'd this go? I think we've torn it apart and said this has been awful. But is there anything that you guys want to add? Because you guys have had some, you know, differing thoughts. Like, you can't be angry, but you are angry. Like, you feel bad.
Well,
like,
kinda,
what is kind of going through your head here?
And I think that is what I was saying. Was like, you know, it's like, you know, they were just as much victims of this whole thing,
Yeah.
as the baby. You know, yeah. But like again, like I was saying, you know, like I don't take my Xbox to work with me, but yet I see plenty of people do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that tells you something about this job.
I see students
and
do that.
the way the system is set up. You've seen students do that?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'd feel like I'm done with you. You're gone. Goodbye.
They were.
You can go back to your fucking age. You can go back to your college there and tell them no bueno.
Yep, they were.
Yeah.
I mean, I do feel bad for these providers because I definitely don't think they were set up for success on this. But at the same time, like, you have to take your education seriously. Like, I understand that, you know, New York State requires however many CMEs a year, but like, if I don't know OB, that is what I'm focusing on. I don't care how many CMEs I need. I don't care. Like, I need to know this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's
so like, to a certain point, it's also your problem.
Right. You have to be willing to get off of your high fucking horse and, you know, decrease your pride and your ego and be like, I know everything because I'm a paramagician, and realize that you suck at some things. Right. It goes back to the, you know, to the old adage of we all suck, right? We all suck at everything.
Yeah,
this clearly shows it. You know, I suck at heart blocks. I have since paramedic school. They never made sense. I couldn't tell you how many countless CMEs, studies, hours, books I have read. I still suck at them, but I still review them frequently so that when I get them, I can figure them out even though I suck. It is something that I know I have to work on.
In my brain, I like cardiology is always like I suck at cardiology. Like in my head, I don't know anything. And when I would do CMEs and stuff, I would just literally just gangbuster the cardiology CMEs.
Mm-hmm.
And I would do them. I'd get, you know, the answers right and all this shit. And I'd get to the end of it and I'd be like, man, I still suck at cardiology.
Yeah.
You know,
you and me both, brother.
I just never felt like I ever knew enough about it. And then, you know, I'm sitting there with the Maha and he's like this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, oh, what about this, that, and the other thing? He goes, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, well.
You did learn something.
I guess I learned something, but I still don't know shit.
Yeah.
But you also have to remember, like, the low frequency, high acuity calls, like, you have to be ready for those. So, like, we should be doing more OB. I have to tell you, anytime I sit down and I'm bored and I have to learn something, like, it's going to be OB. Because it's just not something I do all the time.
Yeah.
But when do we ever sit down and have to learn something at work?
Right. But, like, I'm not bringing my Xbox. If I'm, like, I don't even own one, first of all. But if I'm sitting at the building, I'm not doing something, and I'm like, man, let's learn something. It's, like, we have to take responsibility for that.
Mm-hmm.
Until it's something that someone's going to, you know, pay you for, the majority, the 99% of the people out there are going to be like, I'm going to be in the bunk room on my Xbox. You go ahead and have fun with that birthing mannequin.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's
I'm here to earn money sleeping.
Right, and that's the really sad part, right?
Because this baby could have had a very different outcome if they knew what they were doing.
Correct, 110%. Right, this baby could have lived a normal, healthy, hopeful life. Right,
Yeah.
Mom and dad would not be traumatized with their firstborn.
Yep.
Right, and now this baby is, you know, got an anoxic brain injury. No, I do not have an update. But.
And now
I'm pretty sure that the baby is fucked.
So
I mean, when you think about meconium aspiration, it's like 13.4% fatality rate, right? 13% of those kids die. That's nothing.
Hold on one second. Because this is why I love Miss Emily. That's why she is the badass EMT of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
What was the percentage?
So, the risk of developing meconium aspiration syndrome, which is fatal in 13.3% of cases.
Oh, you were wrong.
Damn.
Wrong.
Fucking close enough.
Wrong.
Now, this is the crazy part, right? And this is the number that is kind of like when you think about how many children are born per year around the globe, because this is not a United States number. This is around the globe, right? There is meconium present in 5 to 10% of births, of all births. So you take 10% of all the babies born in a year across the globe, 13% of that number will die because of this. That's a huge fucking percentage of kids. Huge. Yeah. And we just treat it like, oh, well, I don't even know what the meconium aspirator does. I've never seen it.
And that's the thing. Like, when did you suction this kid? You know what I'm saying? Like, if his head was out, or he or she, I don't know what it is. If the baby's head was out, why aren't we suctioning right there?
Right.
Like, this needs to be an ongoing thing. We waited 5 minutes, and now the baby's not breathing. They're wrong color. Like, why did we think that was going to be any different?
We
set
cut
up
the
for
cord,
success.
We did all this other shit.
But at the same point, you know, because they didn't have the deep suction, they couldn't get to the shit down in the trachea, right? So that you got to think, like,
poor prior planning leads to piss poor.
Yeah, but was it there? Like, could they have prevented that by early suctioning? Who knows?
Who knows? Right? You
the
can
world
only
may never know.
Right. The world may never know. Exactly. So, you know, when you're thinking meconium, right? Let's break this down because we've dropped the name a lot, right? It just means there's the presence of fecal matter in the amniotic fluid, right? Which ultimately means that at some point during the pregnancy, the infant, the child had underwent some form of stressful event that led to it defecating inside the wound. Now, when you have this present, right, you look for signs like that green bluish skin, right? Mm-hmm. Those like that crusty shit that's, you know, stuck on them, right? Babies should not have crusty shit stuck on them, right? That's dry
It's actually
poop.
crusty shit.
It's crusty shit, right? Any type of respiratory depression and or distress, low heart rate, low SpO2, no crying after stimulation, no tone or movement of extremities. All can show, like, every single one this kid probably had, right? And
every bit of it.
And the only,
even if you didn't know anything, just the fact that baby is not responding to any stimulation at all.
Bingo. Right?
This baby's not getting oxygenated somewhere.
Bingo. Right? It comes down to an oxygenation problem. Now, typically, meconium may sit in the oropharynx. It may sit in the nasopharynx, but it will also get down into the lower trachea areas and the lungs, right? So typically, if your baby is still desatting or not breathing or has the respiratory depression or whatever, that's when the medic has to jump in and intubate immediately. Like, fuck the bulb syringe, fuck the deep suctioning, intubate and deep suction either through the tube or I know the meconium aspirator was a huge thing for a long time. I don't particularly like them because of the way you have to use them, right?
I've never seen one.
So, because guess what, Gerard? We didn't learn it in paramedic school.
And nobody bought one for us. So
right. So a meconium aspirator is a little piece of plastic. It's a little tube that sits on top of your ET tube, and then the suction tubing connects to the top of it.
Okay.
And so it turns the infant ET tube into a suction catheter.
Suction catheter, yeah.
The problem with it is the correct way to use it is you intubate the child, right? Mm-hmm. You attach it, you suction as you leave the blade in, and you suction and you pull the ET tube out as you're suctioning. Then you have to re-intubate. And then you suction on the way out again.
That's a lot of opportunity for trauma.
It's a lot of opportunity for an already stressed medic to fuck it up even more.
Yeah.
So
now they have, you know how like adult ET tubes have the VAP adapter? So like there's where the balloon sits on an adult ET tube, there's a hole in the tube. And it runs up and you put suction on that. So now like in the hospital we have because something that small should not be cuffed, you can suction through there and not have to pull the tube out.
Right.
Cool.
And you can get if your tube is big enough, you can actually suction through the tube just like normal.
Yeah.
If it's a big enough kid, but that doesn't always happen. So, it's nice. Like, I love how it exists. I just don't like the methodology behind how you have to use it. But if that's your only option, you better fucking use it, But at the same point, again,
hope you know how to use it.
That's the other thing,
we gave
right?
it to them in their bags. It's in their kit.
It's in their kit. We never got trained on it, but it's there, right?
Well, they watched a video.
No,
right?
There was a video on it.
Yeah, there was a YouTube video on it.
They watched a video.
So,
which brings me to my point.
Then I'll get to my last point. Go ahead.
When this family sues, who do you think that upstanding, I take care of my people administrator is going to throw right under the fucking bus the first chance he gets?
Since they have proof that they saw the video 364 days ago, it's on the provider.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yep.
That's it. Oh, it's not. We train our people.
Yep.
We care for. I'll have a form letter all prepared for public release statement. We train our people and upstanding.
One 7-minute video on YouTube.
That's right. They have all the equipment they required and blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Yep. So,
Lying pricks.
So
Lying pricks.
Just realize that the other big thing that's the problem with the meconium inside the airway, right, is meconium is an irritant. So anytime
inflammation,
right, whether or not it's above or below the cords, it doesn't matter. Meconium will cause inflammation. So ultimately, it will probably cause an obstruction of the trachea just by the inflammation alone. So,
it's too bad this didn't happen where I used to work because they've just cut the fucking kid's throat.
Right. The other thing that it can do inside the trachea is it causes inflammation, but then it also causes the release and the creation of mucus. So even though you've suctioned out all of the meconium, you've gotten everything. It might re-occlude the airway because you've got a mucus plug now. So again, this continuous suctioning is ultimately the only thing that you have in your toolbox to be able to, save and help this kid. At the BLS level, right, it is suction aggressively with the bulb syringe, right? Suction aggressively with the yank hour in the oropharynx if you have to, because you can see it, and then either get to a paramedic or get to a hospital really quickly, right? Because you can't deep suction as an EMT. You have no way of doing that, so you're kind of limited, I think my overall thoughts were they missed a ton of key steps. And I think just like Gerard has brought up countless times, there was a link in the chain that they snapped, and then the whole chain fell apart after that. And you could clearly tell that. And, I call bullshit on a lot of it too, Gerard. I don't think they ever intubated that kid. There's just no fucking way. Right.
If they did,
praise be to the Lord Jesus.
Right.
That they got fucking lucky.
Guidance.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody said, their guardian angel said, "Oh, I'm not going to let you fuck this up anymore. I'll at least give you this."
Right. We'll give you one.
Right.
Like Spider-Man says, everybody gets one.
Right. Anything final thoughts to add, guys? I ultimately think this probably should have been a Patreon episode, but you know what? The more new people that listen to us all the time here starting in 2024 can listen to this one and go, huh, this is what I'm in for.
Yeah.
So
this is what you're in for.
This is what you're in for.
So all those things you're thinking about your administrator, don't worry, I'll say them for you.
You're right. We'll all say them for you.
Oh, you're fine. Trust me. I got your back.
So any final thoughts for you guys?
Wait for the worst, hope for the best. Go in prepared.
Piss poor prior planning leads to piss poor performance.
Yep.
That's right.
Plain and simple.
And with that, Mr. Gerard, I'll turn it over to you to do the first honorary
2024 donuts. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you want more information about us and the podcast, or if you'd like to send us one of your messed up calls to review, visit medic-materials.com. There you can also find out how to earn continuing education credits just by listening to the podcast. We appreciate you spending time with us today. Until next time, remember, Jesus is watching when you write 16 respirations.